Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. I am happy that you guys were able to join us today. I am Sean Taggart. I'm Product Marketing Manager here at Freestyle Solutions. We're going to be talking about another way to get your e-commerce carts to us using our multi-channel order management software. We're going to talk about BizSYNC. You may be aware of SiteLink, that's our e-commerce cart, but we do have the ability to connect to the other e-commerce carts as well, and we'll talk a little bit about that today as well. Once again, I am Sean Taggart, Product Marketing Manager. Been with the company for about almost 5 years now. Time flies. I've been in the implementation side of things. I've spent the last 2.5 years in the marketing side of things. Also with me today is our Director of Product, Ian O.
Thanks, Sean. I've been with the company about 13 years this year. Started off in the support department, started running that group, and then started running the development group, and now I'm currently running the product team, designing features and integrating with other marketplaces and carts out there.
Thanks, Ian. So today our agenda is very simple. We're actually going to, probably not take the full hour here. Probably be anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes to really give you just a taste of what we can offer here with BizSYNC and Multichannel Order Manager. We'll give you an intro to the company itself to get an idea of who we are, what we do. I'm talking about what exactly BizSYNC does to explain some of the features and capabilities of BizSYNC. We'll explain what Multichannel Order Manager is and what its advantages are. Ian will do a quick demonstration to show it all in action, and then we will recap and answer your questions. Just also to let you guys know too, today's slide deck is available in the handouts section of the GoToWebinar. Plus, this is being recorded to be available roughly around 10 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time in your email inboxes for you to review, share, and talk about it amongst your colleagues if you need to. So, going further, Freestyle Solutions as a company itself, we've been around for 30 years building order and inventory management systems like this that you're going to see today. We invented the order management category back in 1985 through two brothers who were selling sheet music, and they wanted a better way to track not only their catalog orders, phone orders, but also track the inventory that they were selling for everything. And currently we are trusted by over 2,000 live customers going through various different verticals, and we'll talk about that in this slide here. Our customer pros mainly are e-commerce merchants, pure play online retailers. They may have a small retail presence, but primarily are focused on the online side of things. Our key verticals, we're looking at health and beauty, apparel, food and beverage, nutraceuticals, sporting goods, automotive, books and publishing, plus many more. So as you can see, we are very vast. We have many different customers in those different verticals, and those are just a taste of some of our most popular verticals. But we do also have the other verticals covered in there as well. Other things to note about our customers, we have online revenues up to $75 million US dollars annually. Like I said, it can be a pure play e-commerce just strictly on the web, or may have a small to mid-sized brick and mortar presence. They're looking to grow and intend to. Also, our customer profile is anyone who's seeking automation for their back order processes for not only order and inventory management, but also maybe some product and customer management as well. But those two, order and inventory, are prime areas that we would be looking at. And then our customer profile, they're selling on multiple sales channels. They also may have multiple warehouses that they need to easily manage. And rather than doing it all manually themselves, they want a system that can help, automate some stuff as well as make it a little bit easier for them to get a true view through all of the selling channels and all the locations that they may have. So what I'm going to do before we go into what BizSYNC is and everything like that, I'm going to take a quick 15-second time out. Make sure, as Ian mentioned and I mentioned prior to the start of today's webinar, you go ahead and go into the questions panel, ask your questions, and then we'll answer them during today's webinar. We'll be right back. All right, guys, and welcome back here. Sean back. We're going to go through what BizSync kind of is. Ian will add any color that I may not be sharing with that. Make sure, like Ian and I said, just ask your questions. We'll be here to answer. If you don't want to ask about BizSync, but you want to know more about Multichannel Order Manager, feel free to ask those questions too. Like I said, we're going to give you a small taste of everything today, and then hopefully want to see a more impactful and reach demo so that it's your needs. Well, let's continue on and move with it. So what is BizSync? BizSync is a middleware tool to help connect your e-commerce platform to Multichannel Order Manager. So, you know, it comes from, information comes from Magento, eCommerce, Shopify Plus, 3D Cart, and Volusion. Take all that information and we bring it over to Multichannel Order Manager for you guys to go ahead and start processing the orders that come for there and manage the inventory so that those carts that you may be connected to have the ability here to really connect and get those updates seamlessly through the integrations that we have with BizSync Multichannel Order Manager. Not only does BizSync bring over the order and inventory updates, but it will bring over the shipment updates. And also for some of them, we'll bring also the product and pricing updates. If you wanted to add anything.
Yeah, I mean, each integration that you get with BizSync will have varied integrations. So, for example, Magento will have order, inventory, shipments, product, and pricing updates. So that's our most integrated, while some other of the channels will only have order, inventory, and shipment updates, like Shopify or something like that. But again, it really depends on the integration channel that you're using. But for the most part, we cover the main three, which is inventory, order, and shipment updates. And then the other ones, product and pricing updates, are, you know, depending on the channel it is.
Sounds good. And then, I mean, you know, also we have the ability to go ahead here and, you know, just make sure that everything's all synced up with everything. Just make sure you get the accurate picture of not only your inventory, but your orders. So if a customer calls in and wants to know where that particular order is, it's in one system. You don't have to track in through the different systems that you may use. You may not only be selling on a Magento or BigCommerce or Shopify Plus. You may also be selling on like an Amazon or an eBay. Stuff like that, that's where the multi-channel aspect comes in of our name, where we can handle all those channels for you, and we can also manage and view all the inventory and all the orders. So it's housed in one system. Like I said, you're not touching different systems. You're really only touching one.
Like Sean said, you have a centralized view of all the different channels that you have, and you can easily act on the information, whether it be it's a call center environment or just a follow-up email. You can easily find the information and respond to your clients, so that way they can get the information they need.
So let's talk about Multichannel Order Manager. We have the ability to go ahead here, and you know, I focus on the top here for some of the stuff that we can do for your inventory. I mean, looking at things and how things are going with everything, it's important to note how important inventory management is. So not only does Multichannel Order Manager handle your order management and fulfillment, but on the inventory side of things, it looks at your forecasting, so it can give you an accurate depiction of what you should reorder when it comes to purchasing. And then also gives you that level of inventory management, so that way you can see your inventory across all your channels. You can see your inventory across all your warehouses. That way, you know, if you need to do a transfer, you can transfer inventory from warehouse A to warehouse B or vice versa. You can go ahead and, you know, holiday season, it's never too early to think about that. Holiday season's coming around quicker than we think. Every year it just creeps up quicker and quicker. You have the ability to go ahead here really and reorder based on your sales history from the past holiday seasons or prior with our forecasting module. And then obviously making those purchases based on the forecasting that you've done, and then on, you know, just normal trends that you've seen in your order flow, seeing that particular product go out quickly, you can make those, you know, more accurate and most importantly, smart purchases when it comes to purchasing.
Yeah, with the forecasting, you really have a nice flexibility in the system where you can, even like Sean mentioned, that you could, you know, forecast based on last year's sales or last year's holiday numbers and promotions. Even with that result set, you can tweak that so you can adjust let's say there was a promo that you might not be doing this year again, you can adjust the numbers so that it reflects what the outlook should be this year. So again, it has nice functionality where it can actually help you pinpoint what the trends are and what number of inventory you should be carrying so that you don't oversell or undersell anything that you have. You can move inventory nicely throughout the system. Now, with the purchasing, we actually simplified the screen on our latest release so that it makes it easier for a purchasing manager to purchase different products from different vendors. Ways to look at active products that's selling based on vendor, anything that has a back order, a particular product itself, a particular low-level range. So we'll show that a little bit when we do the demo. But some of the nice features there in purchasing, again, makes the life of a purchasing manager very easy when using our system.
And like I said, we've been around for 30 years. We do have some industry leadership in around, we have the deepest feature set that is known to the order and inventory management space. So, I mean, when you look at how deep and how thorough our system is, it actually gives you the ability to even think about areas that you weren't really thinking about to improve your business. But here we are, helping you out in those areas as well. And then obviously, talked a little bit about the inventory management side of things, but we do, like I said, have some order management and fulfillment. We do some customer management. We also do some product management. Today we may focus a little bit about the inventory and the product side of how, along with BizSync, but do note that we do have some good product management features as well as customer management. To highlight some of the customer management features is your callback option. So if you do want to schedule a callback for your customer service reps, let's say a customer calls in and, they were called about something and you needed to schedule something or you couldn't answer them right away, you can set a reminder there to call them back after you did your follow-up if you, get busy with something else throughout the day. There's, constant points of contact so you can see why they were contacted last and what for, so on and so forth. So there's that history in there and it builds up in there for you so you can actually have a good audit trail of what happens when and why. Also talking about some of the M.O.M advantages, it's like I said, and I've stressed this throughout the early part of the webinar today, it's one system to track everything. You don't have to have the multiple systems or, going in and making sure system A is synced with system B and also synced with system C. You just have to really worry about your commerce cart, your marketplace if you have one, and M.O.M all talking to one another. So you really have to worry about, a few talking points, but everything's in there and centralized, so that way you don't have to go in there to confirm everything's all set up and synced properly and everything like that. You have the ability to automate some tasks in there so you can help focus on other areas of business that need to close attention. No longer do you have to, have sticking points in every step of the way where you need to, follow up on certain orders. We can set up some rules and review. So say, for example, it's under and over a certain amount, billing and shipping address may be different, something along those effects. We can have those checks in there so, not every order needs to be checked over, but those that are called out will get called over. It helps our automation. Plus, we do have some batch order processing techniques in there, which helps automate the high volume orders that you guys are doing so you can focus and worry about the other areas that you're focused on the most. Also, M.O.M is now available in the cloud, meaning that you take away the IT stuff and let us handle it for you. We'll handle that all in-house here. We have the staff ready to, answer any questions, look at and monitor the service for you right here in-house. That way you don't have to worry about your own server calls or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another 15-second break. Feel free to ask any questions, make any comments that you want to go into. When we get back, Ian's going to show everything. All right, and we are back again. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to go through some of the demonstration now. Just this is the scene and an action portion of the demo. Ian's going to go into M.O.M and BizSYNC and really just show you the screens and how they work. Plus also talk about some of the key features within M.O.M. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions if you guys do. While we do that, I'm going to give the presentership over to Ian, and Ian is going to go wild. So Ian, take it away.
Perfect. So let's confirm that you see my screen here. So the screen that you're seeing here should be our BizSYNC, which is our middleware that Sham mentioned in the beginning. And the nice thing about this module is that you can actually create your favorite jobs here. So you can manage jobs which allow you to download products, sync pricing, inventory, shipment, things like that. And then you can add it as your favorite. So that way, once you have it set up, you can run it from this location. So you can here highlight the job you want to run, and you can just hit run job here. We also have a feature within this product, so that way, if you know that you always want to download orders or sync product at a certain time, you can actually schedule that task. So once again, we connect to Magento, BigCommerce, Solution, 3dcart, and Shopify. Rakuten is there listed, but they currently have some issues with their API, so that's currently not connected. But we connect to all these different shopping carts and marketplace. Again, once you set up your store, you would then be able to manage. So over here, I can go to manage, and I can actually add a job. So I'm actually going to one where I can see, I can pick the store I want. I can pick the action that I want to do for a particular job and save it. And I can also mark it as a favorite. Once I mark it as a favorite, as you saw, it gets saved into our dashboard, allowing us to run it from within here. Nice, easy interface to work with. Also, you see here the M.O.M is active, which is just letting you know that you're able to connect to your M.O.M database. So this is the M.O.M acting as a back office. Now, what this does is, with the BizSYNC 2.0, we have the API on our M.O.M side that will bring the orders down and get data out of the system as well. So once you download the order, I'm going to take you back into the M.O.M, and you'll be into the system with the M.O.M, where typically you would bring the order in and pretty much fulfill it. So here you have what we call a batch screen. You would then be able to process. If you have 5 orders came in, you would be picking it. You can run it in batches. You can also run it individually using our package workstation that looks something like this, where you can actually confirm each product as it goes into a box. So you're actually making sure that whatever your items that you're putting in the box is actually the accurate item, ensuring that minimizing the mispick in the size, saving you some money in customer service by making sure you're shipping accurate products to the end client. So once the orders are fulfilled, then inventory is actually updated into the system. So with you can actually look at a particular product. Example here, I'll show you the inventory side of this. Inventory here, you can tell you how many is in stock, what's committed, and what's the net on shelf. So that's this unit stock plus the committed units, gets you the net. Basically, as you process the orders to M.O.M, this number is automatically depleted or decremented as well. Also, you can see here for the purchasing side, you can attach which supplier you get this from. And this is important because when you actually do your purchasing, you can see how you want to do it. So I'm going to actually take you guys on the order entry before I go to the purchasing. So over here, you can look up a customer. This is our customer record. Within the customer record, you have a bunch of information here that you can use to kind of identify and accommodate the users or end client appropriately. So if it's a VIP client, you might have a special promo running or a special treatment or discount that you might have for them, so you can easily identify them before placing the order. You have the order screen here, the orders, where it gives you all the orders. The purchase, which is all the items this particular customer ever ordered. You have the accounting, where you can actually record a payment or produce a statement. The financial, where it tells you what the lifetime value of this particular customer is. They have current balances, they have credits, as per what their credit limit is and what their terms are within the M.O.M system. Also in M.O.M, if you feel like the basic customer information is not sufficient, you can actually create demographics where you can add any fields that you'd like. M.O.M keeps track of your ship tos, bill tos, mail tos, contacts, and things like that. We have contact history, so again, you can actually make a contact record here, indicating so you can track the activity for a client as far as emails, phone conversations, things like that. That could all be stored here, so that way it's easily referenced by CSR. You can also give special pricing to a customer individually, straight out discount here with a qualifying date range, and also special pricing for particular products. We also have attachments, so for our nutraceutical and firearm industries or anything that needs a license or a prescription, you can actually add those right here, so for easy reference. So again, you have a lot of information here that you can go through so that you can identify the client, and then that way you can accommodate them accordingly. You can hit new order here, which allows you to place an order. If I know my product, I can start with the letter I want to buy. I can easily say, I want to buy that, put 1, and you have an order entry there. And then you can put in the shipping method that you want to use, yes, and then the payment method that you want to use for the client. So invoice, credit cards, so we take all these payment methods, credit cards, checks, e-checks, PayPal, gift cards, and you can do a combination of those payments. Once the order is ready, you save this, and it goes back to the initial part that we saw, which is the fulfillment over here. And you can process it in batch or Packers Workstation, depending on how you want to do it. Now, going a little bit into our inventory side, I want to go into our purchasing. Like I said, we actually simplified this screen, make it easier. So you can actually pick by, if you're a purchasing manager, you can pick by products. You can only process product that has a back order, so I can see that these are products that have back order against them, so I need to make sure I need to order them. I can put a date range here with products that have been sold active, so that you know that I only want to buy products that are low level that have been actively selling in the month of whatever range you put in there. We also have the low level range, so what the current level is, inventory level. That way you can process anything below the 20%. I want to actually pull up so that I can reorder before they actually run out. And then you have the different purchasing levels here on the bottom, allowing you to figure out what the best price is from each supplier. And also, if you go to purchasing detail, Sean kept mentioning in the beginning the forecasting. Right now, we didn't make a forecast for this product, but you can see if we did, it would give you a forecast number, and then our system would calculate on what you should be buying. So the suggested buy is 102 based on the order, the needs, low level, and the forecasted number that we would have. That way, it makes it easier for you to say, oh, I need 102 for this particular product. Obviously, you can adjust it here before you purchase the item. Again, we made the screen very simple and easy for the purchasing manager to make that a smooth process. Also, once the PO is created, we actually have a setting so that once you print the PO, it actually emails it to the vendor directly via PDF or HTML, depending on your preference. That way, your vendor knows right away that an order has been placed, and it tells you what you actually need from them. And once the order is placed, you actually would receive that to the system. So you have a receive function here, which is a manual receive, but we also have a scan and receive if you have scanners in your warehouse or dock. But we'll do a manual right now. You can pick a particular thing, a particular PO. You can receive partial. You can receive all, depending on what you do. We also do landed costs. If you set up landed costs, it will actually add the shipping, taxes, and any adjustments that you might have. And it would calculate the landed cost for you to set that up, so it would tell you how much more per item is added to get you the door-to-door cost of the item. So once you receive that, the inventory is then added to the system and recorded. That way you can sell that again. How's the other one show here? So with the inventory, you actually do a lot of reporting as well. So you have back order reports, low level, master, cost lot, inventory transaction bin, RMAs, warehouse activity, supplier turnaround, and the receiving inventory allocation report. So you have all that just to inventory, but we do have a lot of canned reports that you use here that can be very useful for your day-to-day. Again, very powerful. Today I just want to give you kind of a highlight of what M.O.M is. So there's definitely more features there, but I'm going to stop it right there. See if you have any questions or you want me to go into any particular area. I'd be glad to demo that part. But as far as when we focus on inventory, we showed you receiving, purchasing, and the last thing I'll show you is just the forecasting here. So here you can actually forecast, and again, we have forecasting based on a time period. You can do manual entry, you can do overall units or by period. So overall would be you would pick a date range of 6 months versus another 6 months, and then you can see what the change or trend is between those two periods, and then would make a suggestion based on that. Period by period would actually, if you compare the same 6 months, you would compare it in the first month versus the first month, and so on and so on. That way you can say what each month should be doing. Also here we can actually select the product, meaning if you're selling a new product and you don't technically have a sales history for it, you can actually use a different product, similar product that has a sales history, and you can base the selling pattern or trend based on that. And you can also do forecasting by warehouse. So again, very nice tool to let you know how or what you should be buying and how many of it. With that said, I'm going to give it back to Sean, see if there's any questions. For now, I'll keep the presenter, but we'll hold for 15 seconds here or so and see if you have any questions regarding with M.O.M or BizSYNC.
All right, and we're back here. So Ian, a couple questions that come in. You mentioned some of, I mentioned some of the, like CRM functionality that we have here in terms of contact management and callback. They just wanted to see what that's all about and what it looks like.
Sure. So here we have a new contact button, and this allows you to see, you can record, like I said, you can record a catalog or a notice that you would send or a particular source key. That would, once you save that, would record that. But you also have a phone here, so you can type in that Ian called refund, or so then that you can save that, put an interest level, and save it. You can also schedule a call, so that way, if I schedule a call, I can follow up with Ian on tomorrow, and they can see if you can have Sean call back. So I can schedule it for Sean to call back for tomorrow, and save that, and you can see on my contact history, there's a call scheduled for Sean. And Sean will have a screen similar to a contact management screen here, and you can display call schedule, and you would be able to see the calls that you would want. So you can see that that particular call is now listed. So you can imagine if you have scheduled multiple calls, you can actually have a list there, so that way they can just go down the list. By simply clicking this will bring you back to the customer record that I need to call. That way I can have all the information I need, and I can then follow up with that customer. Again, I showed you guys a lot of information here for the CRM as far as ready information. So other things that I didn't put out before is you do have filters here. So if your client is a repeat client, they have lots of orders, you can easily identify the order by doing by status, the amount, the quantity, the date when they order it, or date range of it. That way you can narrow it down and pinpoint. A lot of these callbacks and clients don't necessarily have all the information you need, but if you have some type of information, M.O.M will help you find that fairly easily in the system. Over here, same thing, we have filters. So each of these tabs will have filters. Good question.
And then our last question in here is about EDI.
Okay.
What do we offer? Handle EDI? What do you suggest for someone looking to do EDI?
Sure. We do have EDI. We work with a company called HighJump, and they have a true commerce transaction manager that we use. And we do have an EDI module. Basically, you set up a path, so you can have EDI sell or EDI buy. So what we do in our system is we pretty much create the layouts. Depending if you're buying or selling, we would export a file that's then translated into Transaction Manager via True Commerce, and then sent over to the vendor that would need it selling or buying. But very nice, smooth integration with True Commerce and HighJump. There's a couple set up via our supplier and the stock item to make sure they're set up for EDI. But other than that, once you place those items on the order, the system will take care of the rest. It'll create the POs for you and then generate the necessary data points, and then that is exported based on the sell path or buy path that you'd set up on the setup section, and that will be sent to the Transaction Manager. And the 3 documents we currently support is the 850, the 856, and the 810. So those are the invoice, the shipment update, and the purchase itself.
Okay, cool. So we'll take another quick break here, and then we'll wrap it up here.
Cool.
All right, so we're back here, and I just wanted to recap here real quick. Once again, you can bring your shopping cart test so you can get your orders processed quickly and efficiently using the BizSYNC module that Ian showed a little bit of today.
Just to also add that we listed a couple of shopping carts there in Marketplace, but your e-commerce is not one of those listed. We do have a robust API that you can use. We also have an import wizard within M.O.M that you can use to actually import those orders in. So again, you're not limited to those carts. Those are just direct integrations that we already created. But if you don't have that cart's not listed, your cart's not listed on that list, we still have tools for you available so you can actually still make that integration happen with M.O.M.
One thing to note about the API that you would require some developer work. If you don't have one in-house or if you don't know one personally, we can make some suggestions for you. Also, like I said, BizSync is used to send updates to and from M.O.M, and we listed those again. Some of them is your order, product, inventory,
shipments, and pricing.
With M.O.M, you also have the ability to have control over your orders to get the most accurate information to your customers at real time. So know where your orders are at any shape of the order workflow, giving them detailed information about where it is, what's doing, when should be shipped out, all that information. And then also we send the confirmation emails to trigger that information so that you can get those emails sent to your customers with tracking. You can process those orders and then generate shipping labels directly within the M.O.M system using the service ShipO that we have here built in. Does a nice job doing some reshopping as well as some guaranteed by shipments as well.
Yeah, just to emphasize that we didn't cover that. So M.O.M does full fulfillment, meaning it does generate the label within the system. Like Sean said, we now offer the main 3. We have the UPS, USPS, and FedEx, and we allow you to rate shop across the 3 carriers. That way you get the best price, and you can get it fastest to your customer. Very nice feature, very convenient, especially all doing it in one system. Typically, at least most of the customers I speak to, they have 2 systems. They have one OMS and they have another shipping software where it's outside the system where you have to actually export the data out of your OMS, bring it to your shipment, get the label, and then you got to import the tracking number back, and then you can update your e-commerce cart. Again, with our integration, printing labels directly in M.O.M really improves your workflow significantly, giving you more streamlined process, less errors, and more time savings.
And then also we do have this superior inventory management tool here that helps automate your processes and help you stay accurate on all your e-commerce channels. So like I said, most of you guys coming in here may not be selling on just one commerce cart, or one marketplace and you have multiple marketplaces that you're selling on. You may have the small big brick and mortar presence. So you want to make sure that you're accurate and you have all the inventory around of all channels. And that's something that M.O.M can help you manage and do. With that being said, I think if you guys have any final questions, feel free to ask now. But we do want to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this little bit of time going over BizSYNC and also showing a little bit of Multichannel Order Manager today. Once again, I'm Sean. That was Ian. We'll see you soon. Feel free to email marketing@freestylesolutions.com with all of your questions. Make sure you can download today's handout of the webinar slide deck. And be on the lookout for this video tomorrow around 10 a.m. Eastern Time in your email inbox. Have a good one.
Thank you.